I remember the very first workshop I did. I had this stroke consultant. He sat there in the front row and he was like this, his folded arms. He was like, this body language was just like so negative. And little by little, his arms sort of uncrossed. And he just slowly came around to the end of it. He said, "Oh, that was fantastic," he said.
That had affected this doctor. This is years later. She came up to me and she said, "Do you know something? I heard you at the King's Fund about 60 years ago." She said, "I went straight back and changed the way my trust does integration with social care and housing." She said, "That example of you having the courage to come right into that environment straight from a psychiatric unit and say, that's where I am and you are all paying for it," that really hit home.
In the end, he was really, really good, because I noticed that lots of things that we discussed in clinic, he was applying in the wards and things like that, you know? And that was, I was quietly sort of pleased, although of course I got no credit at all.
And I remember being told that we couldn't have a copy of the report because we wouldn't understand it because it has graphs and things on, and us patients wouldn't understand it. And yeah, we got hold of that report, and not only that, we read it and we came up with some really good suggestions. And I think when you get a room full of economists, it's very easy to forget what the reality is. And all of us there, the amazing people there, who have been through all sorts. And they would say, "Hang on a minute, you start adding prescription charges and you don't means test it, then that's going to have this effect," you know. And it made it very real and quite sobering for the economists sat around the table trying to make these decisions.
These moments make me carry on despite the fact that it's very draining, it's very physically demanding, and it's very emotionally demanding. Because if I don't give my whole self to the work, in the sense of really going into some of the aspects of the trauma and being homeless and so on, if I lose the authenticity, then it's just another boring PowerPoint presentation.
And that's hard, especially when you are in pain or you are going through a particularly bad time. So it's a big ask.
Every single one of those people in this book have had some sort of relapse or trauma, or been triggered by being across the table from the professionals that have treated them.
Somewhere along the line you get sucked into the actual politics of the work, and then it gets tiring. Then it gets to one.
What I hadn't realised was that hospitals, and I guess the National Health Service as a whole, don't have the capacity to respond to individual pieces of improvement work. So that went nowhere, and it still sits in a filing cabinet somewhere. And at that point, I'd just backed away. I'd lost my job by then. And it had been my vocation. It mattered to me hugely. And I just had to get on with keeping a roof over my head.
They have got some set rules on you. If you do this, don't forget you'll have made yourself intentionally homeless. They've got these caveats, these catch-22s, which don't listen to the person's experience. And I'm thinking, do you not hear what I'm trying to tell you? So systems usually are not able to listen to people's word.
So I have a background of 23 years in the pharmaceutical industry doing IT and finance systems implementations, change management. I know about changing stuff. That's very different to my role as a patient leader. But when I go into talking to them about stuff and they're sitting there talking about putting a computer system, and I know that nobody in the room's got even a quarter of the experience I've got, and I'm having to listen to the crap that they're spouting, knowing that they're making all of the junior mistakes that we were making 15 years ago, I find that frustrating.
And I would start to attend these things and I realised, oh, this is just not going anywhere. So it was about going from being a patient leader to a patient follower. And it was the most frustrating thing. We would have to sort of make a contribution to this bit and that bit. It's like, this isn't what I'm about. This is not the enlightened stuff that I feel I can give you.
Co-production is working with people, not hearing from them, going off and doing it without them. And that often means doing it the way you were going to do it anyway. Everyone's job titles are, you get your job title, then you're bestowed as a leader. We've had to reach up and grab it, for ourselves, and that takes a lot of confidence and self-belief, and a lot of confidence, self-belief I once didn't have. And I still have days where I don't, and I just think, come on, Dom, what are you doing? You're wasting your time. But then, I suppose days like today, when I reflect and I meet the friends that I've got that I didn't have before, I feel really blessed.
I feel proud for getting here and being able to make a difference and for clinging on. And it's amazing now to be part of something, this movement, this force for change, this force for good, that is actually recognising the fragility of us all. But actually for me, it's my fragility that gives me my strength. I know I drain myself, but I do it because I am passionate about it. And for those light bulb moments, for those people who are going on in their careers and are going to even remember a tiny amount of what I've said and work in a different way, then it's worth it.